What is up, guys? It is Weisy Wednesday. I am Dale Weise, joined with my lovely co-host Annik and Stefi. What's up, girls? How are we?
How's it going?
Great.
I am pumped.
I
I got
just
my jersey on today, guys. Just
You repping
saying.
yourself or you repping Cole?
I am repping myself. I'm just going to stand up here for a second, but I am giving a shout out to the little man that's taking the torch from me. He's got his first playoff goal, and it was a beautiful one. It was a beautiful goal.
It was.
He's on the board. He's on the board. So I just wanted to start with that. I was excited for him, and what a moment with him and his parents there. That was kind of cool. Hey, where his parents were all pumped up in the stands.
It makes it all worth it, right? Like, I never had the opportunity to play hockey as a kid or had a hockey parent experience, but I bet, as you guys would know, like, scoring your first goal in front of your parents, yet alone your first playoff goal, must be absolutely amazing for your family, right?
Yeah, it was cool. I thought it was really cool for him. You see, it looked like his brother was there, and his mom and dad are crying, and I just thought that was a really cool moment, in which probably was one of the brighter spots on a night that did not go very well for Montreal in Game 1. Steffi, what did you think about Game 1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not optimistic. I'm optimistic in this team, but we knew that Vegas was going to be a much harder competition. They're so fast, they're so big. Just watching it, but personally, I thought they came out super strong. Like, the Habs played really well at the beginning. There, they had a lot of chances. I think Fleury was insane right off the bat. Just to touch on the Caulfield thing too, it's awesome that his parents and brother made the trip. That was so cool. But yeah, so a fast start, and I don't know. I think they can stay with them, like, coming here in the next couple games.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you come out of Vegas with a split, I think you got to be happy about that. I think there was a lot of questions. Are the boys going to be rusty? With 7 weeks too much, can they keep the momentum? There was a lot of like wishy-washy stuff, and I thought they came out great. I agree with you. I thought their start was incredible. And then you heard Ducharme touch on it after Game 1, and he said, we were playing well. We liked the way we were playing, and then we started to take some penalties, and then kind of slowed the momentum. And Nick, what did you think about the start, and then starting to get into some penalty trouble there?
Basically what Danny said right here, we didn't play a complete game. Like Steffi said too, we came out swinging. I thought we were going to come out a bit more flat, maybe like not as much as energy as we had, but it was a very physical game too. So you can't help but wonder, like, what's going to happen tonight? Is it going to keep being physical, or are we going to keep I don't want to say wasting our energy, but using a lot of our energy trying to hit to keep up with them? So that's going to be a huge factor tonight. Aside from that, Fleury kept them in the game for a full 60 minutes. It's going to be a goalie duel. We predicted that too. Carey made some insane saves as well. I believe that it can go either way, because we still gave them hell for the first two periods in my book.
Oh, for sure. I think it's a different game if maybe Galley bangs in one of those rebounds or something, or they get the lead. It's a completely different story there. But you see the start there for 10 minutes. They're forechecking, they're pressing. I really liked the start, and I was wondering, okay, is Vegas going to get their legs under them? And I thought Vegas, started to just play as a unit a little better. You see Theodore getting up in the rush all the time. Pietrangelo, like, they're like you said, they're big and they're fast. And I was, just as a fan of just hockey, it was unreal to see fans in the stands and people going wild. It was
amazing.
Right? Like,
a Vegas party.
Yeah. Like, wasn't it awesome? Like, every single whistle, there was a scrum. Like, that was playoff hockey. I feel like, and I don't want to say just the fans were bringing that, but I honestly, there was just more intensity. It was just a way better hockey game, even though we lost, and 4-1. I don't think it was a 4-1 game, but I just thought the fans brought so much to that game.
I completely agree with you.
Insane. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, to touch on the physicality part, because like round 1 against the Leafs was pretty physical. Like, we were both hitting, but just this game seemed 10 times more physical. And I think it was like 40 hits in the first period. And then I was also noticing, like, Vegas seems a lot bigger, but like the average height isn't that different. But it seemed every hit, I don't know if it's dirty. Like, I don't know, Dale, you could touch on this, but I noticed, like, every time the Habs would hit a player, Vegas, their elbows would just come out and like nick them in the head a bit, maybe. Like each hit, they would just like add a little jab to the Habs player.
For sure. It happened to Sherrod a couple times. I don't know who got him. It might have been in the first period, and then Patch got him in the second with like kind of a reverse check. They were going at it pretty good. There were some good mini battles. And then I think the best hit of our game was our boy Romy. Who would he stand at? Peter Angelo, I think it was.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Choo.
What a hit. What a hit. No, like, we talked on it before last game, just with the boys from Kansas. We talked about, how I honestly felt he showed so good that he could come in and play. And I honestly thought, his second game was going to be better. I think he's only going to get better from here.
For sure.
It kind of brings up the question of, we don't have any news if Jeff Petry is playing tonight or not yet. If Jeff does come in, do you take Romanov out? Because in my book, he deserves to play. Especially if it's a physical game like last game, I keep him in the lineup. So who do you take out? Does Merrill come out? Does Kulak come out? Because I personally find Kulak had a bit of a hard time last game. Wasn't his best one, but
yeah, I love Cooley. Like Cooley's my boy, but I think I think he would be the odd man out. And that's I don't want to say it's because of he had a tough game, but I just think the way Romy plays, what he brings, I just don't see him coming out now, especially the way this series is going, as it's going to continue to be physical. We're hoping, this is a long series, and as from a fan's perspective, we hope it goes 7 games, because that first one, again, like I said, obviously we lost, but that was exciting. Like I was on the edge of my seat for everything. There was hits, scrums, crazy people in the stands. Like it was just awesome.
And the Habs were never out of it. You always thought they could come back. Like there were so many chances I felt, and they were testing Fleury, and like you said, a rebound here or there could have changed it. Yeah,
Fleury was unbelievable. I think, Galley was getting to him a little bit early. I wouldn't say he was getting to him, but he was there. He's in the blue paint. He's always there.
Being Galley.
He had a couple good walks early, which I loved. And I don't know. I'll get you guys' opinion on this. I think they need to do a little more. You're not going to get him off his game. But you keep going there. Game 3, 4, 5. Eventually you're going to get to the guy, because nobody wants to get whacked in the hand every single time they grab a puck. And I think that's going to be key for them to score goals. Their defense are so big. They box out so well. They defend so well. They're a great team. There's no doubt about it. They're a great hockey team. But I definitely think there's some holes there that Montreal can exploit.
Yeah, we're going to need to, I don't know if it's an aspect of just shooting more, but Fleury's got the opportunity to just stop everything. He's an amazing goaltender, and we're not going to take that away from him. But sometimes he just lets some soft rebounds.
Oh, froze on us for a second there.
Yeah, it froze.
There you go. Jared comes back quick.
There you go.
Yeah. No, I was saying that Fleury is an amazing goaltender, and sometimes he lets some greasy rebounds go, and we're just going to need to capitalize on that. If it's going to be a matter of getting traffic in front of the net, it's going to have to be a tip in from somewhere. You're not going to beat him clean right off a shot, right?
Need to take his eyes away for sure. Just put someone in front. I think they were doing a really good job of that in front of Price. They were blocking him, and because Price will stop what he can see, right? But yeah, if we put Perry, Gallagher, just really try to get in front of Fleury and not let him see the puck. And like you said, it'll be greasy, but that's what we need.
That's a great point, Stefi, because I think Vegas in game 1 did a better job of getting to Carey than Winnipeg did in 4 games.
Yeah, 100%.
Easily. Like they were there every single time. And I wouldn't say that they were like just more abrasive or bigger than Winnipeg. They just look more determined. Like every single time Vegas is going to the net, it's like guys are spinning, they're popping sticks, they're in battles. Like they have some big forwards that are tough to contain. But let's touch on Carey for a second. Oh my God, was he lights out? And it's not like, I don't even know why we're surprised at this point, but it's so impressive to do it as consistently as he does, right? Like you watch other goalies, you're like, okay, he's good for a round, he's good for 10 games. And then he's just been so good every night.
And he's having fun.
He's loving it.
That's the I don't want to say that's the worst part. That's the most amazing part is you're talking to him and he's so nonchalant about it. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm having fun. It was intense. Like, on to the next one. Okay, cool. Like, what gets to him? Is there anything that gets to him?
Nothing rattles that guy whatsoever. It's like he's been in the league so long. I think like the playoffs is everything for him. Like this is his time to shine. Like he thrives in that situation. You know, talked about it a lot this year where, you know, in the regular season, maybe he didn't have his best game. And it's like, okay, he's carry price. He doesn't, he really, realistically, he wants to play in the playoffs. He doesn't want to be playing in, you know, February 5th, 2020 with 2021 with no fans. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to be in the playoffs.
No, he doesn't care.
He doesn't. Like, you know, I shouldn't say he doesn't care. Like,
no, well, but
you know
figure speech.
I know what you mean. But people, I feel exactly the same way. But
yeah, don't spin this in a wrong way. Carey cares.
Carey cares more than anybody. But he just thrives in the spotlight. He loves it. It's incredible. Yeah. I'm just blown away by his consistency. It's just incredible.
Can we touch on Carey pulling a Patrick Roy and winking?
Do we know who he winked at? I think it was a D. It was one of our D, but who? Like, I don't think it was Stone. I think he winked at his own teammate, but it would be
hilarious if it was Stone.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's just amazing how just to show how he's just you know what, it was a cool save. Like,
and Stone's face after being robbed was so
priceless.
It was awesome, priceless. Whoa,
no pun intended.
No pun intended. And then
Stone getting stoned. Yeah,
it was incredible the way they had the Patrick Waugh clip right away too. A commercial,
quick.
That's so
they've got as much Patrick Roy stuff ready because he's been rocking
93
Patty Roy thing all year. He's been paying, like, doing everything Patty's been doing, and this playoff series has been such a great comparison to 93. I think this is why the fans are so pumped about it too, right?
I think so. It's got the omen, and Shane's been talking about omens and a lot of stuff on the other shows. So
the ghost.
If you're watching, Shane, I believe it, buddy. I'm on board. So let's go ahead, Annik. Sorry.
No, I was just going to touch back on saying that the Vegas atmosphere is just amazing, but I find that obviously against Toronto, the intensity was there and we had one mission, we accomplished it. Against Winnipeg, it didn't feel like a playoff series at all. It feel like Winnipeg wasn't even there half the time, and now we're finally in a building full of fans. It feels like the playoffs just started, and it feels like a full-on playoff game. Right,
and I like to comment on that one. Winnipeg just didn't have any pushback at any point in the series. Like there was just nothing. And what I thought was impressive, and kind of what showed Montreal, like, okay, you're up against a really good hockey club here, is Caulfield scores. It's a big moment, huge momentum swing, and then Vegas comes out and scores right away again. And answers. Like, that's just a sign of a really good team. And that kind of was like, whoa. Like, I think that kind of shocked Montreal a little bit. Their game kind of took a step back from there. And Vegas kind of took off. It was like, okay, you scored. We're coming back at you. We score. And Montreal didn't handle that very well. So
it just killed our momentum. Like, if it would have stayed 2-1, we could have been right back in that game. No problem.
Right. And I'm thinking, you know, scoring the first goal is huge for them. They you know, they played with the lead for whatever the minute was, the records there or whatever. But I think they're a better team playing with the lead.
For sure.
100%.
What?
It feels like Sorry, go ahead.
All right. No, I was just going to say, what's Montreal going to do tonight to, like, stop the D? I mean, the D had 18 shots. Montreal's D had 0 shots. I think they had 3 goals and 3 assists just to the D. And I think our shutdown line, like Dano, Gallagher, Lehkonen, they played a good game and stuff, but, like, what do they need to do tonight to not let that happen again?
Yeah, I think the way Montreal defends, and I don't know if it's a Ducharme change, because I'm sure he changed a little bit of the systems from when I was there last year, but like, you can see the way they defend, like they shrink in the corners. So when it's a Montreal zone in the corners, you'll see like the winger on the wall is literally like under the hash mark. And like the other winger is like almost in the same sort of face-off circle. Like they shrink so much. And I'm sure, you know, Vegas watches video before the series. And I thought Vegas did a really good job of like changing attack. So they're in one corner and they get it behind the net to the other guy and boom, right up to the D. Just the way Montreal defends, it was really hard for their wingers to try to get out to the defense and block those shots. And then on top of that, their defense are so mobile. Like, Whitecloud, Theodore, Peter Ansel, like they're like so mobile. They're like there's nothing you can do when you're 20 feet away as a winger trying to block a shot. And these guys, look at the play where Theodore pump fakes and then throws it over to Martinez for the goal. They're like, their D are just so good. So I think they need to do a better, like the way they defend, they shrink. Like, they've been successful. They're not going to change that anytime soon, but they got to find a way to block some shots. They got to block more shots.
Yeah.
Because like we talked about Vegas, they screen so well, they get in front of everybody. The wingers got to do a better job of getting in front of everybody. Just
that goal there, it was not to take away from it. It was an unbelievable goal, like the pump fake. Yeah. But all 5 Habs were on the right side. Like Martinez was all alone that entire left side of the net. So, like you said, I don't even know if someone had time to slide across to try to block because they were just all caught on the wrong side. But
they just shrink. They shrink so much. Like it's great. Like it really, like you swarm and there's 5 guys like within 15 feet and it's really hard to create offense. But I just think Vegas was too big and strong and they didn't even let him get swarmed. So it was like, okay, we're trying to swarm, and Vegas changed the point of attack up to the D, and now it's like, holy smokes, we're running around everywhere. But I thought Vegas did a really good job too, way better in Winnipeg and Toronto, where they're like soft chips in the corner, like dumps to speed, or even like they carried a lot of pucks in the zone. There wasn't, a ton of chances where they were dumping pucks. Like they had control, they were making plays. So it was a little bit of a different animal for Montreal there.
Do we dump the puck too much, in your opinion?
I've kind of always thought that. Like even when I was in Montreal, my first stint, I thought like, wow, we dumped the puck a lot. And coming back in 2018, I don't know if that was a Claude Julien thing, but it was like there wasn't a lot of room for creativity, and that was kind of the system. But it's worked in the playoffs, so I don't want to say that it's a bad idea, but like. It's in playoffs, you really want to keep it simple. And I think if you look back at 2014, where our team was so successful, we dumped it a ton and we forechecked a ton, and we just kept coming at you every night. And this team's obviously similar. But I agree. Like there's some times where, I don't know, they could just take the middle of the ice just a little more and try to create some offense and try to, that's what they're going to have to do to have success, because like I love Montreal's forecheck, but Vegas' defense are so good. Fleury plays the puck so well too. It's like, we're trying to dump it. We're bigger. We're stronger than you. Boom, boom, and we're out of the zone. We're coming right back at you. So to sustain some pressure, they got to find a way to enter the puck like in the middle of the ice and try to create some offense that way.
Makes sense.
Seeing Vegas like soft chip it, I don't really remember Price playing the puck that much. He wasn't given the chance to like, and he loves going out of his net and stopping it and playing it. So Vegas knew that, I guess, and they're not letting him.
Oh, yeah. And it was like against Winnipeg and Toronto, like he was so involved playing the puck, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's true. I just noticed that too. Like Carey barely got a chance to.
He barely left his net, and he loves leaving his net.
Well, he's our third D, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what he is.
Yeah, he's one of the best passers back there.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think of Pacioretty against his former team?
I didn't think he was overly well. What do you think, Stefi? Go on there.
No, I was just going to say, I think I said it in the second. I was about to say it. I was like, I haven't really noticed Patch, but I didn't want to say it because I was scared I was going to jinx it. But yeah, I feel like we did a good job of keeping Stone and Pacioretty kind of quiet. Again, I don't want to jinx it for tonight because they're an unbelievable line. But yeah, he wasn't really going after many former teammates. It was funny that Perry and Patch incident there at the face-off guy.
I loved it. You could see him like he was like Perry was trying to fight him, and Patch was like, "I'm not going to go with you." Like I'm like an expert lip reader. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, like that. And Perry just like flew, but it was so funny.
Yeah,
I love that.
It was. I thought it was awesome. Like, I did like. I wouldn't say I liked it as a Habs fan, but like. Sherrod gives it to him, and then Patch reverse checks him right back. Like he's pushing back. He's pushing back, and that's good to see from a Vegas standpoint, not as a Montreal fan, but I've always been a Patch fan, so I'm really biased on him. So he's just one of those guys that can score too. Like you won't notice him, and maybe tonight, he doesn't play well, but he's going to come out with like 2 goals and assists. He can just score, and that line is so dangerous, like you said, Steffi, that I don't want to jinx it either because they could explode very quickly. But I honestly, the no line was unreal. They did great against them. I thought Lecky played great again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Actually, a question. I just thought of it. I think it was when Patch was playing against Price in the Olympics. They're like, so how do you score on Price? Like, you practice on him all the time. And he was saying, like, oh, he has no weak points or anything. But you playing with Price and playing against him, like, do you think Patch is kind of playing a bit differently against his former goaltender who he's shot at so many times? Like,
Yeah, I think you would overthink it for sure. Patch he's such a good scorer. Like, he's got such a good release. And like, I mean, just from my memory, I don't remember Patch scoring a lot in practice on Price. Not that anybody really scores a lot on him, but I don't remember him scoring that much in practice. But he would overthink it for sure. Just when you shot on a guy so many times, you would overthink it, where normally you're like, you just let your instincts take over. You're like, okay, I see a hole, I'm shooting there. But I think he would overthink it. So I think Carey Price has that effect on a ton of guys.
He gets in your head.
He's
100%. You can't deny that.
No, you can't. Like, you overthink it. You're like, well, I'm not going to shoot from this bad angle because it's Carey Price. I'm not going to score anyways. Where some other goalies are just peppering it on net.
Yeah, exactly. Just get the pucks to the net. But that's a good point.
Absolutely. Yeah. What are you guys thinking for tonight, though? What are we thinking? Do we thinking Montreal's coming out strong again with a good start and with a complete game, or are we going to see Vegas really turn it up a notch?
We're going to come out complete game. We're coming home with a win.
Like a lot of people were saying.
We have to.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all I was going to say is we have to come home with a win.
Plain and simple, we're winning.
Yeah.
We're winning.
No question. I've heard a lot of people saying, like, okay, now that we played Vegas, we know their style against us. Like, they probably went and paid attention. Okay, what did we do wrong? What do we need to fix to Vegas's style? I mean, I don't know how effective that is after one game, but now they're like, hey, I won't do that again. And they'll change it up a bit to match their style, and hopefully, like Annik said, come out strong, a complete game, and know where they kind of lost it a bit last game and not let it happen again.
Yeah, I think, well, you look at the way they responded in the Toronto series where, okay, things were really not going well. We're down 3-1, and you got to give some credit to, I would assume, just Charm and his coaching staff made some adjustments there, and you've seen a completely different team, intensity-wise, energy-wise, and I wouldn't say so much system-wise, but everybody just came out and played better. But you got to think Montreal is going to respond well. Look at that response. The Winnipeg series is kind of a wash. Can't really compare anything in that series to this.
Yeah.
But you haven't played against a team all year. You don't really know what to expect, and I think it's a positive the way Montreal kind of came out and took it to them. There was no kind of dipping your toe in the water. So now they know how they play. They can watch video, like you said, and say, okay, we need to do this. We need to do this. Maybe we don't shrink as much defensively. Mm-hmm. Their defense are obviously abusing us. Like, their defense are that good. They're that involved. Maybe that's an adjustment that we look for tonight. And obviously, I touched on it at the start. Some of the penalties were kind of chintzy, but there are penalties like Evanston slash. I think it was Kulak's interference. Like, they're penalties.
Sherratt launching it over the whole ice with the ice.
That's probably one you're going to want back. I didn't want to mention it, but that's probably one you're going to want back.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, that was a strong shot.
Vegas is such a good team that they Montreal can't afford to be in the box that much. You just lose momentum.
Exactly.
It's got a great power play. They need to keep it extremely simple. Maybe dump the puck as much as they did because it's had success in the past, but they got to stay out of the box.
I was
100%.
Really impressed with their penalty kill, though. I thought they shut Vegas's power play down pretty well. I mean, you don't want to give them the chance because it is really strong. Yeah. But their PK was pretty good last game.
Yeah, their PK was so good. I thought Paulie was good on the PK. He was, maybe didn't have his best 5-on-5 game, but I noticed him a ton on the PK, like you always do.
Mm-hmm. We're missing Jake Evans, too, on the PK, right? He's a huge impact. So, I mean, if he does come back, he's a maybe for tonight, is what they said. I don't have him in my line. No, it's still not out. I've been constantly refreshing and nothing's out still. So,
yeah,
but if he is in, who do you set out? Do you set out Byron?
I don't know. That's
it's a good problem to have, but it's such a freaking head scratcher. I'm happy I'm not dumb.
Tatar.
There's Tatar too, yeah. Do Do you
Worst
turn
case,
around and
if we
put
lose
Tatar
tonight.
in? Exactly. Like if you lose 2 in a row, do you give him a chance in Montreal to show up?
I think if you lose 2 and you keep the same lineup tonight, I think Tatar's your guy that goes in because you know, depending what the score is, you know, if you only score 1 goal again today, or you know maybe 2, I think you got to give a scorer a chance, give him a chance to come in and play his old team, and hopefully he's motivated. It's interesting because I seen a couple of clips on social media of Jakey skating around, and he looked fine to me. And you know, it was obviously a concussion issue. It's not anything else. If you're skating, you're good. You're feeling good. Obviously, things can go the other way on you when you get off the ice, but it's going to be interesting. I don't know.
Yeah, Lecky had a great game. I don't want.
I don't think you can change that line.
Comments of sitting out Lecky.
No way.
My ideal
There's
lineup.
no
I
way.
don't sit out Lecky. No way.
There's no way. There's no way.
No.
Not the way he played. That whole line has played. I don't think you can change that line.
You don't touch that line.
Yeah, no,
We've just a bit more of a shift here. We've been talking about obviously how Jonathan Drouin is not in the lineup, which could have made a huge difference maybe in a few series. I mean, Jonathan Drouin is an amazing hockey player, of course, and we hope that he's doing well and that whatever he's going through obviously is fixing itself for himself. But a lot of people have been shitting on Anderson. Anderson is the new Jonathan Drouin in Montreal, it feels. If we can put it straight up.
They need to pick someone.
Yeah, they do, obviously. But are we expecting a big game from Anderson tonight? Is he playing injured? Is he...
It's really interesting. You know, he's like a really streaky player, and I never followed his career very much until this year. And he seems very streaky to me. Like, you know, he has a good net drive in the first period last game, almost scores, and you're like, okay, he's bringing it tonight. He's got his legs, and he's physical, and he can really take over games. Like when he's on top of his game, he's the best player on the ice. Like you see him every shift. He's running guys. He's taking pucks to the net. He's got a great shot. Like he's creating stuff for his line mates. Like he's a really impactful player. And, you know, people are shitting on him a lot right now where like there's some times where you don't notice him out there. And I just think because he's so good that's kind of the way you look at it. You're like, he's so good. He can bring this. If he could bring this every single shift, oh my God, he would be incredible. And it's difficult
100%.
because, you know, I said it kind of last series where people are like, well, he should be doing more. And it's like, doesn't play on the penalty
Take a look at it. He is.
he, you know, like he's not on your first PP. Like there's some special teams, you know, he's only playing 5-on-5 sometimes. Like it's tough when you're not playing a lot of special teams and it's a special teams game. He can't really get his rhythm. And to me, just from what I see from him, like he needs to be involved early. And every time he's scored early in games, he's had unbelievable games and he's been incredible.
Well, you saw it game 1 against Toronto, right? Scores the first goal, comes out swinging.
He was incredible.
Had an amazing game.
Yeah. So, I mean, at this point in the season too, like you got to wonder who's injured. Like I'm sure everybody's
100%.
And, you know, a guy that came off a pretty serious surgery last year, like, is that still bothering him? Who knows? You really don't know. Especially as a physical guy, you have is it a shoulder injury? Like that could hamper you. So there could be so many things going on.
He kind of reminds me a bit of Pacioretty when he used to play in Montreal, where he always guns to and cuts towards the net. Patch used to do that so much before with Montreal. So he kind of reminds me a bit of his style. I don't know if it's just me, but
oh, he's so fast for a big man. I remember seeing him last summer outside of the rink, and I was like, this guy's got to be a trainer, right? Who is this guy? Like, he is a specimen of a human being. And I was like, oh my God, that's Josh Anderson. Holy smokes. Like, just a thick individual and huge legs. Like, he's a big man. And he could just, like, he could just take over games. It's a power horse. Yeah. Merch shout out. Let's go.
Lives up to his nickname, man.
I completely agree with what you were saying. Last game, the first shift, even maybe first couple of minutes,
it might have been first.
He crashed that, and I got so excited. I'm like, "Hey, Anderson's on. He's gonna have like a great game."
Yeah,
and
usually draws a penalty from that too. Like he's good for doing that.
And it came close. Like keep driving the net. Like it'll work eventually. And that's what I noticed against Winnipeg and Toronto. he would do it once and then he would stop and he'd get the chance. Like he'd enter the zone with the puck and just like pick up the speed and drive it, but he wouldn't. He would take a shot or like turn around and go outside. It's like, it was frustrating to watch because like he can drive the net. Yeah, I wonder if it's injury or not, but
he's so good. And I think sometimes, and this is like not a shot on him at all, but I think sometimes he kind of gets away from like what works for him. Like his power game like is incredible. You cannot, like when he gets a step on a guy, like see you later. It's lights out. Like there isn't one defense on Vegas that's going to catch him. But then sometimes he kind of tries to play a skill game, which he has the skill. He's a great skill player. He's got a great shot, but like he's just, I don't know. He's just so successful when he plays a power game. It's just, it creates so much. He goes to the net. Nobody's stopping him. You're drawing a penalty. You're creating a rebound or something. It just creates so much.
So fun.
He's dangerous.
Well, he's dangerous. He is dangerous. I love when he starts running guys too. Like he can absolutely blow guys up.
And fight guys.
And you kind of saw it too when Gallagher was injured. You saw him step up not only on the ice, but off the ice as well. You see him stepping up leadership wise, which is always a guy like that you need in a locker room, right? So I can't imagine the impact he has in the room as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved when Romy threw that hit and he came back to the bench and Webbs was giving him the chest pump. That was so awesome.
So
like,
Daddy Weber, Grandpa Weber was proud.
They're all pumping him up.
Put him under his wing and said, "Come on here, kid." I just love that. That's just awesome to see.
When Weber, I think his hand got kind of caught up with Reeves, I think, and it looked pretty painful. Hopefully he's 100% tonight, but he was on the bench in pain and Romanov had his arm around him. Like, it was so cute. He's like,
you all right, Dad? You okay, Dad? Oh, that's incredible.
It was cute.
No, Romanov needs to stay in, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
With his smile, too. He's having so much fun.
Yeah, he's
are we seeing in the comments that Petry's officially in?
It's because we saw on Twitter that somebody posted a photo of Jeff Petry's family, and then Chantal Maccabi tweeted a scoop from her friend Antoine that Jeff Petry will be in the formation. So, I mean, if Chantal Maccabi said that, it's probably accurate.
Yeah, I can't see her tweeting out too many false news reports. She's pretty bang on.
Exactly. But we still don't have an official lineup or anything else here, so speculation.
They're keeping things tight. I was me and the girls, for everyone that's watching, we're talking a little before just about Jeff's injury, about the camera hole. If anybody saw Mark Bergevin playing with the camera holes this morning on TSN and like social fingers and stuff. Social media, sorry, not social fingers.
Social finger.
Holy smokes! I had the same thing as Jeff. I talked about it on the show before, but so. I wouldn't expect it to really hamper his performance. They make the 3-finger glove, and it's his bottom hand as a righty. Me and him are both righties, so I wouldn't expect it to hamper his game at all. I think he's going to come in and make a big impact today.
Well, we were seeing him today, just like taking shots in different kinds of scenarios with the trainers, and he was nodding yes, nodding that everything was good after everything. So he looked fine in practice. I don't know if maybe later on it acted up again, or I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. You never know, really. I mean, it could have been worse than mine. Maybe I just got something stuck in the joint or something. Or
you get all those like
surgery afterwards too. Yeah.
Do you get all those like freezing gels and they like wrap you up good so you don't feel anything?
Yeah, I mean, most like once you get in the playoffs, they have this pill. It's called a Toradol. It's like I don't really know what it is actually, but it's incredible. Like Toradol is the greatest thing you could ever take before playing a hockey playoff game. Because no matter I remember one time in the playoffs, I literally couldn't even walk. Like I couldn't even put my dress shoe on. Like I had to walk into the rink with my shoe untied. It was so I could barely walk. I'm limping, like literally limping, could barely tie my skate. And then you take a Toradol, you get out there for warm up. You're like, this is incredible. Although the league has tried to get away from that. They don't give that as much anymore. But this was a few years ago. This was like 3 years ago. It's not like 10 years ago. This was like 3 years ago. But it's
a magic pill.
That's a magic. And I'm sure there's lots of guys still taking Toradol for sure. Brando's pumping the Russian gas. It wasn't the Russian gas, but it was close. It looks like in the comments that they said Evans is out.
That's what it looks like, yeah. Per Renaud Lavoie. So I don't know how you want to take that, but
Yeah, he's a bit of a snake, but he's pretty accurate.
Left decision for Ducharme to choose who's coming out.
we have one guest coming in. So hello to Victor.
Victor, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Well, I'm excellent. What's going on over there?
Great.
I'm looking forward to game 2.
Good, man.
I'm hoping to see KK come unchained.
You want to see him go off a little bit? What did you think of his performance in game 1? That good, hey? That good.
He seems like he's like, you know, and we were talking about Anderson, and sometimes it seems like Anderson's hands aren't as fast as his feet.
Right.
You know, if you see like someone like McDavid or McKinnon flying at the net, they have the same speed, but their hands are going so much quicker, and they can get that little move and then go straight up top corner.
Yeah.
Anderson has driven the net a couple of times, but he's slow on the stick handle. And to me, KK has had a lot of chemistry with Armia, and so has Byron on the penalty kill.
Uh-huh.
When Anderson scored the first goal of the playoffs for the Habs, he was on the line with Stahl and Perry.
Right.
And I think the bigger players on the line suit Anderson better. A longer reach, different angles on the passes. I think putting Armia with Byron and KK might give Kotkaniemi some juice.
Yeah. No, I hear what you're saying. I think it's a good point. I think when Anderson was you know, obviously it was the first game, that was a long time ago, but I think his game suits you know, bigger guys that want to cycle, want to play down low, want to hang on to the puck a little bit. I think that's probably better his style, and it's kind of what I touched on, where, you know, if he starts playing with, you know, some smaller skilled guys and getting into that game, then he kind of gets away from what he does, and it's you know, I wouldn't say it's not, like I said, he's got great skill, but I just think, you know, he's most successful when he's playing that power game with bigger guys on the wall and he's dominating them, and that's what they need. Like, they got to wear Vegas down a little bit. You got to play in their zone.
Yeah, they've got some big D, and they're fast, and then you've got to hit them. And I think if you're Anderson, you've got to lead with your size and then let the skill follow it up, rather than the other way around.
You're bang on. I think you're bang on there. It's a very good point.
Knock somebody over and then.
Yeah, like he's so effective. Like he can smash guys. He can score. He gets 7 shots when he's having great games. Like, he's just peppering the net. He does everything. So he's an effective player that they really need in this series.
It's going to be interesting, but those cross-seam passes that are getting through our defense, those have to stop, because there was 2 very nice passes that their defense made. One on the fake shot that went to the side, and the other one with that, you know, it was the same pass that Petry gave to KK in the first game in Winnipeg.
Right.
And that crossed the ice and the guy's standing. I like Brett Kulak, but Brett Kulak was not tying up his man the right way in that stick. And there's this thing, I've played defense, and I'm not like in any leagues or anything like that. I'm 6'2", 235 pounds. I'm like Ben Sherratt size.
Yeah,
when
you're
big over
unit.
you, and I lean on you, you're not going anywhere. Now, I don't think Kulak is that big, but the guy he was defending was smaller than him. And I don't think he knows how to use his size in the right way to lean on the guy and tie up the stick. And if he had done that, that would have gone just straight through in a corner and nobody would have done anything with it. But instead, I don't like the defensemen who play with their stick up. I want the stick on the ice.
For sure. Always.
Played with the
minor hockey, like stick on the ice, right? Yeah. I hear you on that one.
So,
I agree, Victor. What do you think tonight? What's going to happen tonight, though? Prediction.
Oh, I wish I was a soothsayer, but I'm not. I'm inspired by the Suzuki Caulfield show. I'd like to see it flourish a little bit. I don't know where our secondary offense is going to come from, though. Harry, Stahl, and Armia carried it in Winnipeg.
Right.
Gallagher.
That was the first Harry scoring.
Yeah. And so when you've got the two lines that are not going as well, it really puts a lot of pressure. And I think there's room here for some tweaking, which is why I came on and suggested maybe swapping Armia and Anderson. There's another thought that when Gallagher first went down, that's when Petry came out of the Black Aces and joined the lineup. And he was very effective with Tatar and Deneau. Now, Tatar isn't playing, but I think all of the right wingers could be shifted. If you put Gallagher with KK, what happens there? Because he doesn't have a true net front presence. Byron is great, but he doesn't take that punishment the way Gallagher does. You know,
Yeah,
and I think
very
KK
few do.
needs somebody fighting in front of the net. I think all our right wing guys could be moved around to try and generate offense from different, except don't touch the Toffoli, Suzuki, and Caulfield line.
You like it, eh?
They're humming. So
They have to hum a lot more if we're going to win this series.
I think so. Or we're just going to
5-on-5. 5-on-5. They need to be. They need to do more. 5-on-5.
Yeah. Listen, Victor, we're gonna have to say goodnight. We have another guest waiting on here, so thank you so much for calling in.
I'll be back later sometime.
Awesome. Thanks,
For
Victor.
sure. Make sure to call in again. Cheers. Before we let Sonny in here, we just saw that Petry, Gustafsson, Merrill, and Kulak are in warm-ups. So I guess Romy is out.
I saw someone say in comments that he was on the ice, but I don't know.
We got a lot
There's so many comments right now.
We appreciate the comments, guys. We're just trying to keep up with all the.
Ducharme
And then
probably
we
just trying to mess with everyone.
They did a close-up of Jeff Petry, and so everybody's asking what's up with Jeff Petry's eyes.
Oh, geez. He still looks beautiful, though.
Are they red?
He's still. What is this picture?
Was it?
I don't know. They just both of his eyes are like that apparently. So they're wondering what's up with Jeff Petry's eyes.
What's happening with the beautiful man?
That's scary.
Oh, he's ready to play. Either that or he didn't sleep last night. Who knows? They are in Vegas. It's wide
Either
open.
or.
Who knows? Wants to play a little guilty. Nothing wrong with that.
How's it going, Sonny?
What's up, guys? How's everybody?
Sonny, how are you, man? Good.
Good. I'm not bad. I'm just shocked that none of you guys have mentioned how awesome our power play has looked, even in just one game. Even in the last 4 minutes and 30 seconds when they pulled Price, Vegas couldn't get it out of the zone. You know what I mean? For 4.5 minutes, that's pretty crazy, I think.
Yeah, it's been good. The power play's been great. There's no Gustafsson and Caulfield have made huge impacts on the power play. There's no doubt about that. I guess we just hope Vegas takes a couple more penalties, maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I thought the calls were a little lopsided. Being a Habs fan, I guess what else am I really going to say? But I was just shocked. For 5 minutes, we held it in their zone. They couldn't even get it out, and their power play looked like garbage. Vegas's power play looked awful.
Yeah,
and their penalty kill looked awful. It was just we just didn't get any power plays. We couldn't score. We're playing 4-on-5, 50% of the game. It felt like, and I don't know. They got away with way too much garbage, in my opinion. But
I know a lot of people were kind of like, "Why is Ducharme pulling Price so early?" Or not even game one and other games too. But they have had success all season with pulling the goalie and getting that extra man on it. They rarely give up the empty netter, and they've scored a lot to tie it up. So I think, like you said, it was amazing to watch them keep it in there for 4 minutes, and they had the chances. Vegas could not get it out, and it's working. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I usually have my heart in my throat when we pull Price, and now I can't wait until we fall down behind one goal. If there's 5 minutes left in the game, I don't even care. Pull them. It's fine. They're not going to get over tonight.
Basically.
I love your
so
confidence, Sonny. Love it.
What are you expecting for tonight?
Yeah. It's going to be a 4-2 win. Either that or 4-3 and first overtime. But I'm guessing it's going to be 4-2. And Anderson is going to score. I hope they put Tatar in so he can have some redemption against the team that traded him. That's just my hopes. You know what I mean?
How many penalties? What do you think penalties tonight, buddy?
Montreal's probably going to get 16 penalties. Vegas will get 1 or 2. But the good thing is we'll score on both of those, and they won't score on those.
So we'll watch it.
Maybe we'll score a shorty too.
Yeah,
Maybe.
That could happen. If Evans is playing, we got that for sure.
We're dangerous. We're dangerous shorthanded.
Yeah, we got a good PK, that's for sure.
Yeah, either way, I want to say, Weise, big fan. I don't know how anyone could ever fight you because you seem like the nicest guy in the world. But, yeah.
Thanks, man.
I love the podcast.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. We're happy to have you on. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Make sure to call back and to come back on the show, buddy.
All the time. I'm watching, like, I'm at work right now. So, you know what I mean? They're paying me to talk to Dale Weise, so I'll take it. So just don't tell my boss and we're good.
Secret safe with us.
Yeah, we got you, Sonny. Hopefully he's not a fan of the show.
All right, go Habs, go.
Buddy, have a good night.
Cheers.
What a beauty.
Just want to take a quick second to give a shout out to our website, habstonight.net. If you guys haven't gotten your official Habs Tonight merch, it is now available. If you want to head to the shop section of our website, we've got some Crushing Cans apparel, some Autour de la Ligue apparel, some you name it, we probably have it. So get your orders in.
Absolutely. Be sure to check that out. Let's go.
I think Brandon got his order today as well, so I think the rest of the team here is pretty pumped to get ours.
Oh,
Start repping it on the show.
On Twitter, his video.
Yes. And while I'm waiting for my merch, I am repping the Parade Canceled merch from Sandwich Tees at Hockey Life in New York. So if you want a kick-ass Toronto's Parade is Canceled shirt, just, support them.
I like that. That's awesome.
It is perfect.
Yeah. So what do you think here, guys? 10 minutes till game time?
Well, game time.
Yup. Care to do a few predictions? Sorry, can't speak.
Yeah. Go for it. Stefi, you take the first one.
Okay, well, I really want to see Suzuki score before Pacioretty this series. Just because of that trade. That would be nice. So tonight, like Annik had said, we need to come back to Montreal tied. So we're winning tonight. 3-1 Habs, because you need 3 goals to win. And I'm saying Toffoli, Caulfield, and Petry, just because he's beautiful. Wait, did someone just say Petry's out in the call?
No. Lori Morris said Petry is out. Lori, I hope you're lying.
Is she an insider?
I don't know. Hold on. Brandon sent me the email. Here we go. So we've got Lecky, Daniel Gallagher, Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield, Byron, KK Anderson, Armia Stahl Perry, Petry is out, and Romanov is out as well.
Wow.
So we've got Sherritt Weber. We've got Sherritt Weber, Edmondson, Kulak, and Gustafsson and Merrill.
Wow.
I was not expecting that.
Interesting. Interesting.
What?
Yeah.
Merrill he doesn't even play like PP or wow.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was thinking. We need somebody physical.
Yeah, and he was playing like power play even sometimes or penalty kill. Like, wow.
But do we trust the mullet against his former team?
True, his former team.
It's his former team.
Hey, and he is solid. There's no doubt about he's solid.
Oh yeah. It's
nothing against him. We just love Romanov.
No hate at all. But
we have a soft spot for sure.
Yeah, my go-to would have been for Romy, especially in a physical series like this one, and the way he was playing. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one.
Yeah, neither is Dan. Dan's not very happy about it either.
No, Dan usually agrees with me since he's downstairs.
All right.
I'm going to still make a prediction here quickly, and I'm going to say Pricey absolutely stands on his head again, and it's a 2-1 win, regulation. Ooh. And I'm going to go with goals from Galley's going to bang one in, and Oh, I'm going to go outside the box. Let's say Kulak. He's going to sift one from the point. Just a Kulak shot from the point. Seeing eye shot with some traffic.
Kulak from the bubble
that.
last year. He was unreal.
Yeah,
He was unreal.
just down the wing. Boom. He was unreal.
Yeah.
He's going to have a big
Yeah.
game. He's going to respond tonight. He's a warrior, that guy, and he's going to score tonight.
I'm going to go 3-2 Montreal. Cole's going to score again because he's kind of streaky like that. I'm going to get him 2 games in a row. And KK. KK has a big game tonight.
You and Victor pulling for KK. Here we go.
And I think Derek is right here. We should still put Jeff Petry on the bench and just stare everybody going down the line.
Yeah.
Strap him in his suit and just stare people. That'd be incredible.
With those eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
unreal.
I hope he's not playing because
Brandon-
of his eyes. Like, if he-
Yeah, Brandon sent me another shot of it, and I don't know if you guys can see it here, but it's just like
Oh
like
my!
it's-
That's scary.
He had a good
Yeah,
night
so-
yesterday.
I don't know what happened, but
He had a good night yesterday. He's in
maybe he
Vegas.
just lost some money on the roulette or something. I don't know.
He knew he wasn't playing. He knew he wasn't playing before all of us, and he enjoyed himself like he should. Unreal. Guy's
Beautiful
been
man
locked-
deserves it, right?
He does. He does. He's got to enjoy himself a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man!
All right.
guys. So yeah, again, people, everybody in the comments, we appreciate everybody watching. As always, we appreciate the callers. Be sure to subscribe to our show. That helps dearly. Be sure to like and leave some comments. You know, also, if you guys are looking for a different type of merch and stuff, and Nick is very, very, very talented, and we're
Thank
open
you.
to ideas. So be sure to
Yeah, for sure.
leave us some ideas, and you guys can take her away.
Well, you about said it. Not really much
Perfect.
more to say, but
Oh, nailed
go
it.
Habs go, and
Yeah.
you nailed it. You should host more often. Jeez.
Hey, I like it. Deeks, you're losing your job, buddy.
Yeah, Deeks is out permanent. I think it's Deeks' wedding anniversary tonight, he said.
Oh, he did say that. So shout out to
So,
Deeks, everybody.
Happy anniversary to the Thompsons
Absolutely.
Get a
enjoy
Habs
it.
win for a gift, an
for
anniversary.
the happy couple.
Absolutely.
Dale, do we want to announce who we have on next Wednesday by any chance?
Yes,
or do we want to
before
leave
we
that
go,
as a surprise?
let's get people
Oh.
excited about it. I know Habs fans were a big fan of him in his time, and let's give him a quick shout out. So next Weisy Wednesday, we will be having Uncle and Nate on the show. Talk to
Nate
him.
Thompson.
And, Nate Thompson will be on the show next Wednesday with me. So very excited to talk to him about his time with Winnipeg. Obviously, his time with Montreal. He had a ton of influence on KK and Zooks and a lot of those young guys. He was a big part in their first year or so. So I'm interested to talk to him, and I'm sure the fans are pumped up. He's just such a really good guy, and again, one of those guys that has a really good story off ice that I think is just good for people to see, that the hockey players are more than just the people you see on the ice. So very excited about next Wednesday.
It's going to be awesome.
So
So
am
make
I.
sure you guys join us at 8 p.m. Eastern on Weisy Wednesday. We'll have Nate Thompson. So going to be pretty exciting, and I'm pretty sure we'll be taking guests as well. So if you guys want to get some questions into Nate, be sure to either send them by email or to hop on the show.
Absolutely, and thanks for you two for joining me. I appreciate you guys coming on Weisy Wednesday.
Thank
you for having us. This is actually Stefi and I's first show together, I think.
I was thinking that too. Yeah, we've never done it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's been
So-
fun.
awesome, guys. I enjoyed it. Thank you. So let's get pumped up here and let's go.
Let's go.
Go Habs, go. Cheers, guys.
See you guys.